Hey guys, it's Devin. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. But today, I'm going to do a dairy barn tour. Kind of, sort of. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to show you the whole barn, basically everything in the dairy barn. And maybe a little bit extra. So I'm going to jump right in because I'm probably going to make this video really long. Before I do too much, I'm just going to say the barn is kind of messy. There's a lot of stuff laying around, junk laying around. I really do like clean spaces. I like things to be clean. However, time gets away on me, and sometimes I always don't have I don't want to say the motivation, but sometimes it gets thrown to the back. So there is some ugly places in the barn, feed bags, just random stuff. So yeah, this is the main milk house here. Originally we had a smaller bulk tank that had sat like there. I don't remember what that was, if that was like 1,000 gallon. Or something like that, I don't remember. And then the last few years that we milked, we had a bigger one that took up probably at least half of the space in here. We actually had to cut out of the wall just to get the tank in and out. That was the last couple years we did that. The cooler was over there. There's actually a kind of a window there. The milk jar and the pump to go from the jar to the tank was all here. The milkers, where all them jugs are, is kind of where they would be mounted to be washed. That's basically it in here. So now we're going to step into this door. So there's the door, that door goes to the outside, and this door goes into the barn. Hopefully the goats don't bother me too much. So coming into here, we have actually two barns in a way. This is what we call the big barn, which was the original barn on the farm, probably built, I wouldn't even know it, like 30s maybe. This is a really good barn. It's solid beams. It's not boards or planks nailed together. It's solid. And then we go that way. That we called the little barn, which was added on. Probably 40s or 50, probably 40s. Possible. I don't know 100%. And then on the way far end there's a small add-on. It's not very big, but it really helped out. So before I do too much in here, we're gonna walk through this door, which through this door I call my feed room. There's a small hallway here. There was a window there one time. This is kind of just a small storage space. And in here, this was the original milk house in here. I think they had a little bit of trouble with stuff freezing. I'm not 100% sure. This was never used in my time for a milk house. However, we had our vacuum pump was sitting right in this corner. That was really nice to have. Actually, I want to say the original one sat in this room. And then when we switched to the other milk house, they put the vacuum pump in here. That was the exhaust or whatever for that. And there's random holes where the pipeline and stuff went through. And then the rest of this room, the later years, it was basically just storage. We had shelves, cabinets, water parts, milker parts, just anything we were going to need. The switch boxes are still up there. And this door will go out outside. It's actually right next to where the other door is for the other milk house. So I reconfigured this room for my feed room. I got my feed boxes over there, and like I said, this is a mess. We got to have a burn day, pick up all these bags, and such. But anyways, going back through here, I guess we'll start with the big barn here. What we did, the cows' heads were right here, the manger's there. I want to say that when my great-great-grandfather moved in here, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather, it'd be great-grandfather. The cows are actually going this way, I believe. That's what I'm told. And apparently my family always had really nice cows, at least years and years ago. And we had Holsteins, and the Holsteins were apparently my great grandpa's cows were too big, too tall, just too big of cows for the way they had it set up. So then they changed it to how it is now. That's just kind of how it is. I want to say this right here was actually where the cows went in and out of the barn originally, but I don't know for sure. So this right here, there's actually a door. This where my finger is right now, there's a door that flips up. It just flips straight up. This is how we used to feed the cows in the winter. I got my blue feed cart over there. I don't know if you've seen that much. It's just a feed cart. We would stick that in here sideways, and then right next to that we'd stick our wheelbarrow in there. And then my dad or grandpa, whoever was running the loader at the time, would dump the feed in, and we'd fill the cart and the wheelbarrow, and then kind of in between we'd fork it into the wheelbarrow, and that's how we fed. We had 2 feed carts, but basically we'd set it in here, and somebody would kind of give them the wave, so he knew that we were ready, and then he would dump it in, and then we'd clean it up, feed the cows, and then we'd start over again. But yeah, so that's what this was for. I believe this was actually where the cows went out originally. So we kind of reconfigured this as well. Going into the beef cattle and also for the steers, it really is nice. We got a head chute there, two small pens here, which works really good for handling steers, and also for my beef cows if I need to get them in. Let me just sneak in here. So here we built this chute here for working steers. We got to give shots, implant, anything. And there was also a door there, which also could have been where the cows are going in and out. I believe my grandpa told me at one point. I don't remember. But yeah, so this is the end. This is where, when we milked, this is where the cows went out. There's a little room there. There was a hydraulic pump in there that ran the manure pump. These are the switches for that. So this barn has a barn cleaner chain. There's actually 2. The main one here did the big barn, and then there was another one for the little barn that actually dumped into this one. And this went out into here, which the barn cleaner is still in there. So what it'd do, the barn cleaner would run into a pump. There was a pump way down in there. This is actually a building. There was a roof on here at one time, and this is our little makeshift door to get in there. It was insulated. Prior to that, they would back the spreader in here some way or another. That was never before my time. The pump, it would fall into the pump, and the pump would push it out to the manure pit, which you could see there's the auger for when we hauled manure. We'd park the spreader under there and run it. So it would pump out somewhere right in there. It would come out. Our manure pit was actually a old barn. I believe they had heifers in there, heifers or dry cows, and then at one time there was actually pigs in there. My great grandpa actually raised a lot of pigs apparently. And there's that shed there, which actually was an old bull barn, we always used to call it, because there was bulls. We actually raised a lot of bulls on this farm at one time. Back with my great grandpa. Hopefully the wind's not going to bother too much. We put this shed up three years ago now. The back wall of this is actually part of the old building that was here during my time. It was nothing but cement walls. Basically there was nothing in there ever. But we put this building up 3 years ago to utilize this shed or space when we switched to steers. Yeah, so this is good that we did this. Hopefully it lasts a long time. There's our 20 by 50, which the manger actually used to run this way. We reconfigured, put it over there. And also this is where my cows go in and out. There they are out there out in the cornfield. But yeah, I believe there was like a like an automatic feeder there. The manger went that way. There was an old feeder system in there that I don't remember. And then yeah, that's our 20 by 50, and I used to kind of work with that somehow. This pasture where my beef cows are is where the cows were some of the day, and then on the other side here we actually would put the cows out here during the winter if we let them out, just so they had an area to go outside. We can clean the barn. And there was an old manger right where the manger is now that we only used for a certain part of the year. That shed was added on. I want to say we still had cows when we added that on. It's got to be almost 10 years ago now we put that up. Alright, so going into the little barn here. This is where the old barn cleaner was for the little barn. Here's actually the track that it's set on. It would come out there, dump into the big chain, and then head out there. And the chain would come around, and there's actually a hole going under there, coming back out on this side. So, I'm not sure if there's much to talk about here, other than it's refigured for goats. So this manger was easily accessible from this side. The other manger doesn't have a alleyway to get into it. I don't know why. That's kind of, I don't know why they did that. They didn't put just a small place to get into the manger. But so coming down here, and this, like I said, this is kind of there was stalls all the way up to here and here, and I reconfigured it so I could walk through it. These pens down here, we put calves down in here in my time. I almost think they put, I think Dad called them the bull pens for a while. I don't know, maybe they put bull calves in there. Yeah, there was gates there. And here too, I think I don't know if we really used this pen. Honestly, I don't remember using these pens hardly at all, I don't think. And then here, this is the small area we added on. I didn't add on, I think my dad did. Was probably close to 25 years ago already, or 30, who knows. We added this on mainly for calves, cows calving and stuff like that. That head chute at the other end of the barn actually came from here. It was right there. We pulled a lot of calves right here. There's a pen here as well. There was a post here and a small gate there. Kind of like on this side, there's a small gate there which is falling over, and this post is also falling over. And then there's a gate across here, which was always just the gate. This is never closed, only in the winter. There was two waters. There's a water right where that black tub is. There's a cement base for a water. There's also one on this side. Here you can actually see it. There's a big stone there. Under that stone there's a big hole going down for the waters. But anyways, this is that. This is also a mess. We got a lot of strings pick up, a lot of stuff that should just get hauled out. That was an old goat feeder I built. There's a good bale of hay there and some sawdust and whatnot. We did a lot of steer stuff here the first few years, and then we just kind of rephased it. I'd like to really get it cleaned up, and I don't know what I'd like to get it cleaned up down to the floor, and I believe I did at one point, but stuff gets away on you. So right now these are mainly just the buck pens, all three of these. This one and this one. But yeah, so maybe if it's light in here, looks like it's not bad. I'll show you this manger. So this is where I feed my baleage here, and the hay feeders. But yeah, so this is this barn. There's an upstairs to this barn, which we called the granary. I'll take you up there next, and then we'll go into the big barn upstairs. Hey guys, hope you kind of enjoyed that. I decided after working with this, trying to edit one way or the other, that I just had too much video of the entire barn. So this video is going to be the downstairs of the big barn, the little barn, the milk house, whatnot. Next video, I'll go upstairs. I'll show you what's up there. We got the little barn. I believe I said we called it the granary. We called it the granary. We also called it the lime barn because we got our lime for the alleyway. Actually was up there too. I don't think I really mentioned that. Yeah, so after trying to piece this all together, I had like a half-an-hour video, and that just doesn't work. But so yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you found this interesting. I got a few other videos just like this I'm planning. I don't know when I'm going to do them all, but next video should be the upstairs for the barns. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time.